This one, QANX. Now, I do a QANX update every Friday. I'm still doing it. So if you're a QANX fanboy, or if you're a QANX DJ, if you're a QANX maximalist, if you're a QANX hero, then welcome to my QANX Friday QANX stream. So if you remember last Friday, and I'm kind of going to remind you guys, because it's not just good to remind you, it's also good to remind me, to remind me that on my last analysis, it was 6 days ago, according to this. Let me bring it up, mute it. What did I say? Bam, 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 bam. I can't remember what I said, to be honest with you. So there, kind of look. I'm not talking, but I'm muting it.
Break back up.
So I've been talking about this drop back down to this level to find support. You see that? I've been talking about that a while. And actually, if I go back another week, this one, this is 2 weeks ago. Remember we were here. Look, remember what I said? I said go back down, find support, take out that low, point of control, and that's where we're going to get the reaction. Okay, possibly, not financial advice. Never financial advice, always entertainment value only. And last week we hit that level, didn't we? And what did I say? I can't remember. I think I remember I said we got a reaction. Okay, I'm not going to try and find it, but effectively that it came into our level, and that was kind of where I was looking for a reaction. It's always about the reaction to find support and find a reaction. I said that was a reaction. It was quite a good volume into that low level, and maybe some people watching my streams and thought, hey, I'm going to trust Amir this time. I'm not going to not buy when he says there's something good going on. And look what happened. We got a reaction. That was our reaction. That was our initial reaction there. See that? This was a reaction. We took out the low of that candle, which often happens. Okay, and then the price pumped 22%. It's up 12% from the low. But that was basically not financial advice. And do you know what? I was also kind of contemplating possibly yeah, that was good, wasn't it? It was good. It was good. I can't deny that. It was pretty good. That was the cipher, remember, that I was talking about. What's that one? That didn't work out. I want to try and find that trend line analysis. I got lots. There's, you got this in this trend line there. And where's my volume? I need to find my volume. I really need to delete all this shit, don't I? So we kind of got a little front run of the point of control. I think that's normal sometimes when the price is bullish. Yeah, a lot of people, like, they kind of waiting, and sometimes when they don't wait, the price drops even further, and sometimes when they're waiting, the price front runs them and they get really annoyed. That's why it's good to, when you're trying to take longs, it's good to scale in to your area of interest so you don't miss it. No changes on the volume here, so that's fine. No changes, no changes, no changes. But that was the overall volume. And there is a bit of a high volume node here. You see that? Let me just mark that off. No changes there. Okay, so what next? The big question. Let me have a look. Let me get rid of this PA now. Although I do like those trend lines. I just want the trend lines. I get rid of everything else. Well, on the weekly time frame, that last weekly candle, even though it's bearish, it's nice because you take out the low of this weekly low from 4 weeks ago. I like that. I like those red candle swing failures. I like those. I think they're bullish. I don't think they're bearish. That being said, you get decreasing prices, you get increasing volume. That is bearish. But so far this week, we have increasing volume to the upside. And so that's kind of what you want to see. You want to see a reaction, and you want to see the price go up, and you want to see an increase in volume. So we're seeing that. And so I would argue that this week is actually quite bullish. It's a bullish week. And what I want to see now for this week, and who knows what's going to happen over the weekend. We have to see what happens, okay? But what I want to see next, for this to reverse, we need a bit of a reversal here. What I want to see next is I want to see the price of this week close above the 50 fib of the previous week body. I don't count the wicks. I only can count the body. When I'm looking at closes and I'm looking at previous candles, I only focus on the body of the candle. I don't care about the wick, okay? And that's the 50 fib. See that? 3013. 3013. So 3013. Let's just call it SR flip. I'll rename that. I'll get rid of this. And I'm just going to close. I'm just going to weekly close above this level, please. Okay, let's see where we are. So we're not, so we got a nice pump, we got a bit of sell off. That's normal. And actually what I want to see is a weekly close above that level. Okay, if we get, what does that mean? If we get a weekly close above that level, then this green candle becomes a piercing candle. Piercing candle after a bearish weekly candle from last week. And the piercing candle indicates the beginning of a weekly reversal. And the next week is green, has to be green. And then you have a fully fledged reversal on your hands. Ideally next week, this will close above that level, and then next week would be green with increasing volume. Okay. If we can get that, then we're looking at a reversal structure forming here, combined with the swing failure, combined with a front run of this trend line and point of control, with a weekly piercing candle, with another green candle next week with increasing volume, then we're looking at a fully fledged reversal here. And so I'm looking for those indications in the way the price forms and the way these candles forms to give me a hope for higher prices in the upcoming weeks and months. Okay, and look, this is really nice too. This monthly candle has gone all the way down. It's taken the liquidity from the previous month low, and we're getting a really nice reaction. That's a really strong reaction. Okay, so even though right now it's looking like a bearish candle, this is actually starting to feel really bullish. It's starting to feel really bullish because the selling is being stopped by the bulls. The bulls are buying. The bulls buying. Okay, and why are the bulls buying? I mean, arguably I can say it's technicals. Arguably I can say, oh yeah, it's alt season because we're in alt season now. Arguably you can say it's Bitcoin, but also if anyone's been following the Quant platform X page, oh my god, I don't want this. Modern Men's Guide. What is that shit? Look at this, Cointelegraph. Insight. Quantum computing could soon break today's cryptography, putting financial data and e-signatures at risk. Institutions need quantum-resistant tools to secure records, workflows, and audit trails. Paraguay's Ueno Bank is adopting Sign Quantum with Quant platform, a hybrid L1 layer 1 blockchain built for post-quantum security. The bank is adding quantum safe signatures to e-signatures and anchoring proofs on Quant platform, creating verifiable tamper evident records aligned with NIST standards. Will quantum safe blockchains become the new standard in banking? Yes, of course they will. This is the future. So what can I say except bullish? And look at this. This is the coverage. Cointelegraph, look at this. All of this is bullish, bullish, bullish. Lots of bullish stuff happening here. Let's have a look at this. The team has been hard working behind the scenes, and we're excited to share key milestones on our path to Mainnet launch. Check them out on our website. Let's have a look at the Mainnet launch. Our vision of launching the world's first quantum-resistant hybrid blockchain where developers can code in any... Okay. Is now becoming a reality. The heart of our project, the QVM module, represents 70% of the total development. Auditing is complete and has passed. Yes, we knew that. We share an estimated mainnet launch date based on the auditor's time frame. In the meantime, we're heavily focused on... So look, we expect to complete X-Link audit in October, after which we'll submit a final batch of code for review. We'll share a brief monthly status update starting in October. So, I mean, they really have to launch soon, huh? Because we're in alt season. Yeah. So I don't really care about any of this. We're in alt season. They have to launch. It's really that simple. They can't be launching this when we get a rejection or we're going back into the end of alt season. They have to launch in alt season. So I think they're on track. I think the timing is right. I don't really know about any of this, to be honest with you. I'm not technical so much in the sense of the fundamentals. But yeah, this is looking really good. And I think we're going to get it soon. This is probably the opportunity of a lifetime. Look where the price is. Probably the opportunity of a lifetime. And going forward, I think anything can happen in alt season and this higher time frame consolidation with an increasing volume and a breakout. We could go really high with a mainnet launch. We can get large amounts of capital flow into this. It would have been nice if QANX could be on other exchanges. It would have been nice. And so I wonder if that could happen. I wonder if we can get a big increase in volume and a big hurrah. And then like other exchanges, Bybit, Binance, Coinbase would kind of start to list this. That being said, there is a, I mean, like I do see with other coins, I do see potential bearish harmonics here, you know. So you just got to be aware of that. If we do break out, you could actually kind of, and then find support, and then, you know, it is possible. But the timings don't work, and so I'm a bit concerned about that. Ideally, what you really want is a God candle to take you straight to 20 cents. That would be perfect. That's what I'm looking for. God candles. That's what we want. Kind of like this God's candle here. All right. So if there's no more questions, if there's any questions, then I think that's my QANX. Keep it quite short. Yeah, and keep it quite short. And I'll move on to